Right, get excited. Smash a like on the video and subscribe. You're going to love this. We're doing the best player in the Premier League at the moment. Best player. So, look, it's not necessarily about form. These are the 8 players we've got. Foden, Rice, De Bruyne, Van Dijk, Salah, Haaland, Rice, Ollie Watkins. Their first quarter-final is going to be, there's going to be some crackers. It's better than the Champions League, this. Best player in the Prem. First quarter-final. Foden against Rice. I can see people in the chat getting excited already. Get voting. First quarter-final. Foden against Rice. Arsenal fans, where are you? There was, about 7 years ago, you'd be able to get on Twitter and get the link on here now. Arsenal fans would pile on. They used to love winning polls. Can you remember those days? Some of you might not be old enough to remember. There used to be a time on Twitter where anything to do with Arsenal, they would win. Can you remember that? That's true. Can you remember those days? It was true. You literally couldn't do a poll involving Arsenal because it just gets swamped with Arsenal fans. It was weird. But Man City might get this. Who is a better player, Foden or Rice? We're doing best player in the Premier League, and our first quarter-final is Foden versus Declan Rice. Where is Son, says Clarinet? Well, some people got to make it, some people haven't. Right, we've got to give it to Foden. Foden has knocked out Rice. Foden is through to the semi-final. Our second quarter-final. Declan Rice is gone. He's gone. Rest in peace, Declan Rice. You're out of this poll. Next quarter-final, it's another banger. It's Kevin De Bruyne or Virgil van Dijk in our best player in the Premier League 8-way. Second quarter-final is De Bruyne or Van Dijk. Oh, poor old Van Dijk. He's getting absolutely hammered here. It's coming down a little bit, but Van Dijk's not going to... You know what? Actually, I think Van Dijk this season has been incredible. And I've just got the funny feeling that laziness will make people vote for a Man City player. But I don't think it should be a Man City player for Player of the Year this year. I really don't. I think it should, you know, Van Dijk's a good shout. Declan Rice is a good shout. Their job is harder than Foden or De Bruyne at Man City. I mean, they're surrounded by established, fantastic players. Whereas Liverpool were shit last year and are now doing really, really well. And Rice has gone from West Ham to Arsenal. But I've just got a funny feeling that Player of the Year will be a Man City player because people will just be lazy. De Bruyne has won this one. There's no point messing around. It's just humiliating for Van Dijk. Don't let him know. 67% for De Bruyne. He goes into a semi-final against Foden. Whew, get ready for that, but it's not next. Quarter-final, number 3. It's Salah against Haaland. Best player in the Prem. Salah or Haaland? Cathal says, is it based off this season? It's sort of based off this season, but actually it's probably not. We're saying who's the best player in the Premier League at the moment. Like, and that's not necessarily about this season. It's hard to explain it, isn't it? Like, who's the best player in the world? They might be injured. Who's the best player in the Premier League? Well, De Bruyne has not hardly played this year, has he? But I still think he's, you know, De Bruyne is better than Foden. So, in my opinion, I don't want to influence the semi-final, but yeah, it's who's the best player in the Premier League? Who's the most valuable player in the Premier League? And not on money, like who is the best player in the Premier League? That's what we're doing. Salah has beaten Haaland by 71%. So Salah has defeated the best striker in the world. He's into the semi-final. And our final quarter-final is going to be, have you guessed what it is? Rodri against Watkins. This could be humiliating. Yeah, this is bigger than anything. I mean, I'd love. I tell you what, if you like a laugh, vote Watkins. If you want to be, if you want to manipulate a vote, vote Watkins because that would be hilarious. But it looks like we're gonna have 3 Man City players. And people wonder People wonder why they win the league. Oh, shit. Where is Saka? Saka should be here. We had 9. T-Man says, are you long or short-sighted? I don't know. I made a mistake. I've made a mistake. Watkins has lost, but Saka should have been here. And if I was going to replace Saka with anybody, it would be Watkins. So I'm doing that quarterfinal again. Rodri or Saka? Best player in the Prem. Go. Will it make any difference? I mean, it depends how many Arsenal fans we've got watching. I'd vote Saka anyway, I would. But what do I know? Solihull Moors is still winning 2-1. That's the main thing. 50 minutes gone. Oh, it's bloody close. I tell you what, this is close. This is close. Rodri or Saka. This is the closest one we've had yet. DJ Captain says, what about Son? Who do you think Son would get in ahead of, though? Right, I'm going to have to count this down. It's 51% for Rodri and it's 49% for Saka. It's gone up to 52% for Rodri. I'm afraid it's not looking good, Arsenal fans. I'm going to count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold on a minute. I'm sure I just saw someone on the telly. I know. Rodri wins 51% to 49%. He's into the semi-final. That means we've got a 3-way. We've got 3 Man City players. Used to the Son disrespect at this point to Salah. Yeah, but who would you put Son in ahead of? You wouldn't put him in ahead of Foden. You wouldn't put him in ahead of Rice. You wouldn't put him ahead of De Bruyne. You wouldn't put him ahead of Dijk. You wouldn't put him ahead of Salah. You wouldn't put him ahead of Haaland. You wouldn't put him ahead of Rodri. And you wouldn't put him in ahead of Saka. I like Son, but who are you going to kick out? Do you think Flores official says? Do you think Watkins will stay at Villa? Yes, because no one can afford him. Son's in as a wild card. Who do you want to put it? Who do you want to try and get him beat? Trent's not in it. All right, okay. A lot of people are saying Son beats Foden. Well, watch this. Son or Foden. There you go. There's your wild card. Son is beating Foden. I personally think this is not about... Well, this is going to get people angry because I don't think this is about ability. I think this is just... Look, you're going to upset about 59 Man City fans here. But it's on your head. It's a democracy. Apparently Son wins on statistics, says Aiden. I'm going to have to count this down against my better judgment, but I'm not involved. It is 48% for Foden and 52% for Son. You can't argue with democracy. We've had nearly 5,000 votes. Foden is going out. He was in the semi-final. A wild card entered in Son, and he could be out of the semi-final. You know, Foden was loving life. And it just shows you can be riding cloud 9 and fall off. I don't get that. But anyway, let's move on to the first semi-final, which means our first semi-final is De Bruyne against Son. Get voting. So, who says, by your logic, Son plays for a worse team, so he should win. T-Man says, what's the one dream signing you'd have at United? Bellingham, Mbappe, or Alphonso Davies? He's a good player. Well, I tell you what. Son beat Foden. He ain't beating De Bruyne. This is a battering. Oh, you know, Son, we hardly knew you, mate. He's absolutely elated because he's beaten Foden. He goes into the semi-final with so much hope. And he's 4-0 down after 10 minutes. 73% to 27%. De Bruyne has wiped his arse with Son. In a poll sense. He's out. Foden recency bias. In January, people rated Bernardo better, says C. Foden's had a good season. But because he's British, I do agree, it gets overhyped. But he has had a good season. Right, second semi-final is Salah versus Rodri. Rodri or Casemiro, says Ash. I think Rodri's better than Casemiro now. Right, Salah has won as well, 77%. Lazio have got to try and get back into this, haven't they? 2-0 down, 2-1 on aggregate. Not had a shot on target yet. HS says, how are you in the semis and forgot Saka and Van Dijk? Yeah, you've not been here long, have you? We've done. Van Dijk went out to De Bruyne and Saka went out to Rodri. Salah's not Rodri out. Right, final. And I actually think you've got it right. I think you've got this right. How you got there, I might not agree with, but I think you've got it right. Who's the best player in the Premier League, Salah or De Bruyne? I still think that they are the two best. I think you've got it right. So pick your winner. You know the interesting thing about these two players? I don't want to dig Chelsea out when they're not doing very well, but the interesting thing about Salah and De Bruyne, who are the two best players in the Premier League, is they both were at Chelsea and flopped. Or did they flop? I mean, I don't know. I don't remember them at Chelsea. I remember them signing Salah because I think he was meant to go to... I can't remember whether... Was Salah meant to go somewhere else and Chelsea nicked him? I remember De Bruyne being at Chelsea. De Bruyne... Well, look, this is an interesting poll. Best player in the Premier League, Salah or De Bruyne? 57% it was in Salah's favour. It's come down to De Bruyne. He's got the momentum. We'll keep it going. De Bruyne hasn't won yet. Still a bit of time. I would vote Salah, honestly, because I've always preferred Salah to De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne is a fantastic player, but I've always preferred Salah, and I'd have to go Salah because he plays for Liverpool. And if I think it's close and he plays for Liverpool, then he's better than I think he is, because I don't never want to vote for a Liverpool player. So I'd go Salah. I'm going to give it to De Bruyne because he's gone to 52. Hold on a minute. Jin says, Mark, movie question. Any thoughts on why the superhero hype down? It was about 90 minutes. Really enjoyed it. I'm giving it to De Bruyne. He is the best player in the Premier League as voted for by you. Well done. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.